uh, it usually happen is that many professionals drop out of universities after 1 year, after 2 years, after 3 years, and they usually they end up either working somewhere or they won't have any degree. But down the line, to grow up in their career, they need some type of degree. So they almost feel lost when they don't have degrees. So I'm even helping those students getting back to the universities in mapping their credits to some universities. So this is the projects which I'm going to work on. But now, in this presentation, we are going to discuss what after UG and PG.
हेडफोन ना दी।
Hello?
जी जो होस्ट है वही माइक बंद कर दें, होस्ट के पास राइट होता है, वो सारे माइक बंद कर सकते हैं।
Okay, so now in this presentation, I'm going to discuss what after UG or PG. When you see any students who are in the university or who completed the university degree course or who completed the PG course or who are doing some type of job, but they are at the very much at the entry level, then they do have a lot of queries regarding their regarding their career. Like, should I do this particular job or should I continue my education? Or sometimes they do feel that they got stuck in the wrong career pathway. Let's say there are people who are working in some different industry domains, but they feel that, oh, should I get back into the computer science domain or should I get into the healthcare domain, so that I do have a lot of opportunities, or should I change my career track as I'm not growing further? Some people, they do have, after their degree or after the PG, they feel that the companies stop hiring for the particular skill sets, and they feel that they are very much redundant. And apart from it, some people, when they already started their career or they already started the job, but they feel that uh, I can't, or I can't join full time, but still I need some type of education. So how to get or how to complete their further education, whether it's masters or whether it's postmasters degree, without leaving the job. And apart from it, there are some people who just need professional certifications or professional license to accelerate their career. So in this presentation, we are going to discuss each and everything in detail. But before to that, we are going to discuss about how to select the right career pathway after tertiary education. When I say tertiary education, it means anything after 10 plus 2 plus 4 or 10 plus 2 plus 3. If you see, the education system is designed in such a manner. The primary education, it means up to 5th, secondary education up to 10th, higher secondary means up to 12th, and tertiary means after 10 plus 2 plus 3 or after 10 plus like after 10 plus 2 plus 4. So any students who are who completed the degree or who complete some type of PG course, they're classified as tertiary education students. Or who, so after completion of the tertiary education, people will usually select their, some type of career pathways. Like they will join some type of job, or they will join some type of, or they will start some type of business, or they will do some type of professional licenses, or they will do some type of higher education, or they will do even some type of apprenticeship. So, but most of the people I do encounter, even after completion of this of the degree, or even after their UG or PG, they still have doubts regarding selecting the right career pathway. This even include the students who completed their BTech or BE or even their MBA. They have their doubts regarding their career pathways, and they still wants to decide, or even after completion of the degree, they still want to know how to select the right career pathway. So I will just tell you, when you are when you are confused about designing or defining the right career pathway, then the very first moment you have to do is that you have to analyze your degree, or you have to analyze what education you acquire during those 4 years. Uh, uh, let's say you complete your bachelor's in mechanical engineering, then you have to list down all the topics you undertook with whether you undertook some type of machine learning or some type of engineering design. So all those things which you undertook during those 4 years, you have to list down each and everything. Then you have to design, or you have to list down all the career pathways which are very much in demand in terms of uh, jobs, in terms of future career progression, and in terms of number of opportunities. Then you have to list down all those career pathways. Then when you're defining those type of career pathways, then you have to list down whether that career whether that career pathway need a specialized degree, or whether any XYZ person can join that particular job with some type of training. Let's say a person wants to join um, let's say a person wants to start his career as a healthcare practitioner. In that case, he needs a specialized degree. But on the contrary, sometimes a person is interested in switching to a career pathway in the software domain, or in some type of test assurance domain, or in some type of some other technical or some other software domain. In that case, mostly uh, like there are a lot of IT companies, they need they only need a professional with a normal graduate, but like they need some specialized trainings, or even they will recruit the professional with uh, from normal graduate, but they have good analytical skills and good problem solving skills and good verbal and quantitative skills. So when you are defining your career pathway after your 10 plus 2 plus 3 or 10 plus 2 plus 4, or after your PG, then you have to define all the specific career pathways where you have interest, or where there is a lot of demand. When I say demand, don't go for the immediate demand. Go for the career pathways where there is a demand even after 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years. Let's now, considering the current pandemic, there is a huge demand for the professionals like phlebotomists, or even lab technicians. But for those type of professionals, you can't make a direct entry. You have to have specialized healthcare education. But on the contrary, now most of the professions are getting automated. So for it, uh, the industry is in huge need of professionals who can automate the requirement. And apart from it, now there is a huge requirement for the financial professionals who have good understanding about financial future analysis, or even there is a huge requirement for the professionals um, like actual analyst who can design or who can define uh, the insurance, or who can define the insurance premium, or all those professionals who can help industries in defining uh, or who can help the industries in defining the risk, or the risk assessment. So when you are defining the career pathways, then you have to define all the career pathways, and the future, or the future uh, the future for those professionals down the line after 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years. Now, there are few industry domains where you don't need a specialized degree, but that thing can be fulfilled by having a specialized certification in hand. Let's say you are a mechanical engineer, but you feel that there is a huge requirement for welding professionals, or for piping technologies, or for let's say HVAC technologies. For those things, you don't need a specialized degree, but on the contrary, you need a specialized lessons. Mostly in the countries like USA and Canada, HVAC professionals, they do have specialized licenses. And if you're planning to enter into the financial domain, and you feel that after your BCom, you want to enter into the uh, as a financial planner, then you can attain a certificate like uh, certified financial planner. Or if you feel that you want to enter into the cost and work accounting, then you can attain a certificate from certified management accounting, CMA from IMA, or else you can attain a certificate from ICWI, from Institute of Cost and Management Accountants of India. So when you are listing down any profession, then you have to define whether that career pathway need any specialized degree, or whether any XYZ person can join with a few transferable skills, or you need a specialized certification. So once you define your career pathway, then the maximum things will be very much easy for you. If uh, if you are decided about your career pathway even after your 10 plus 2 plus 3, or you are after your degree, then it will very much hard for you to select or to do the right job, or to do the right masters, or to do even the right apprenticeship or whatever it is, because once and this career pathway, it should be defined in your final year. Because most of the people, they do a big mistake of selecting the career pathway after their degree. In that process, they will end up wasting almost a year. And after your degree, or after your PG, or after your BTech, each and every month or each and every day is valuable for you. So don't waste any time after your degree or after your PG in defining what to do. You should do all those things in your final year itself. And when I say in the final year, then first and foremost thing, you have to define your career pathway, and you should do uh, like respective trainings, or you should attain the respective certifications, or you should even get in touch with the respective professionals. Let's say even even if you're planning to get into the government services, then you should plan in getting into the government services right in the final year itself. uh, it- because when you complete your degree, then you should have the clear cut focus in your mind what to do. Now once you define your career pathway, the next things comes what you want to do. Some people, they usually want to get into a job, or some people, they want to attend some higher education. Now the like for all the people who are thinking about getting a job, the first and foremost thing I want to clarify, or I want to help you out, when you have two things in mind, whether to go for a job, or whether to go for a higher education, these things, when you are deciding, you have to take into consideration whether what type of company is offering you a or whether offering you a job, or what type of university is offering you a higher education option. Let's say you are getting an option of or you're getting a dream job in a top Fortune 100 company, or a top consulting firm, or top auditing firm, then in that case you should always give high preference to job. But on the contrary, if you are getting if you are getting a job with any like unknown company, but on the contrary, you are getting an option of studying, or you are getting an option of studying with top ranked universities, where there is a huge chance that you, of post completion of the degree, then there is a huge chance that you will be getting placed with top company. Then you should always give preference to that higher education, or to that university course. And apart from it, you also have to take into consideration, when you are joining any course, we have a simple clear cut formula of return on investment. When I say return on investment, we usually define like how much money you are putting in that particular course, and how much time you are investing. And when you are doing both those things, like with your money, and as well as your time, how much time it will take for you to get all the returns. Because let's say after your higher let's say after your higher education, you got an option of studying with a like good university in USA, which is under top 500, and you got partial scholarship, and you are the rest of the money is coming from like all your savings, and as well as few soft loans. Then you have to take into consideration uh, how much money you are going to invest, and what type of job the what type of job you can attain after completion of that particular course, and how much time it will take for you to get that the entire money. And you even have to calculate when you are doing job, let's say after your job, uh, let's say you usually get a salary of around 50,000, then you have to take into consideration uh, that aspect also. So when you are studying for those 2 years, so you are not even earning, so you have to take into consideration that those 12 lakhs rupees, and as well as the cost of education, and you have to take into consideration, like when you are going through the normal route, like let's say the job right after your degree, so how much time it will take for you to attain that specific position. Let's say after your masters or after your MS, there is a good chance that you will be observed as a senior associate with a good company or with a good consulting firm with a base salary of over 17 to 18 lakhs. But on the contrary, if you are doing the same job of which you attain after your campus placement, and after the 2 years, you have a chance of attaining the promotion or attaining that specific salary of over 9 to 10 lakhs, then in that case you should always give preference to the job. But on the contrary, uh, if you have no chance of attaining the same or if you are almost attaining same type of promotion or same type of salary which you will usually attain after your higher education, then in that case you should always give preference to the job. Apart from it, you should always take into consideration when you're joining any job. Most of the people, they do forget about or they usually they should ask the HR managers about what type of in job learning opportunities they usually get. Now in this current financial situations, most of the companies, they cut down all the training and development opportunities, but still there are many companies or many good companies, they even have options of even helping you attain a master's. So when you are listing down or when you're defining your career pathways, you should always you should take into consideration whether your dream company or whether your dream job, uh, are there any companies who can even help you in attaining your masters. So take into consideration each and every aspect. Now when I say about getting a job after your degree, uh, most of the people, they usually get job by either of the three pathways. The first is obviously if you are fortunate or if you are lucky, then usually you will get direct placement through any of the campus. Like most of the good campuses, they usually organize campus interviews, and there is a good chance that if your college is in top among top rank, then there is a good chance that you'll be recruited in the campus itself. But unfortunately, because of some circumstances, most of the companies, they also do off-campus recruitment. Uh, for those off-campus recruitment, the competition, it will be somewhat tough, and obviously you have to go through some more rounds. And when I say off-campus, then you have even the competition from some other colleges or some other universities. Now, if at all, if you didn't manage to get to these two options, then the most common thing is through career portals. Now, mostly for the freshers, these career portals or these things won't be that much valuable, because there are hardly any career portals, though despite their advertising, but there are hardly any career portals who usually cater to the entry level professionals or to the fresh graduates. And most sometimes, if you're lucky, then you usually get recruitment options. But still, if you are totally relying on those career portals to get a job, then you might end up even losing 6 months or a year, because those career portals won't be that much beneficial for the entry level professionals. Now there is a new thing which came up mostly for the entry level professionals, and those things are usually referred as boot camps. If you are fortunate to be among like top metropolitan, like if you're fortunate to be from Bangalore or from Mumbai or from Delhi or even from Hyderabad, then you can find a lot of good boot camps. Um, this boot camps concept came most in the USA, and good boot camps in the Silicon Valley, but now even in India, those boot camps are coming. So in these boot camps, they usually organize very intensive training, and in this post completion of this intensive trainings, companies do come and they do recruit the professionals who are successfully graduated from those boot camps. So those boot camps will range from 3 months to 6 months. And in this boot camps, so some boot camps, it will be totally for sales, Some boot camps are usually totally for software sales, like technology sales, and some boot camps are usually for what you say full stack development. And now there are even the boot camps for the healthcare professionals or even for the financial professionals. Now most of the companies across in the USA, and even I'm sure even there are good companies in India also, they're organizing boot camps for the healthcare professionals and as well as even for the financial professionals in the domain of finance, in the domain of nursing. And they do organize post completion of those courses, they do organize recruitment drive. And this boot camps, they have almost sometimes they have close to 100% placement. uh, but those boot camps, they have their own recruitment or they have their own entry criteria. So when you are due to some unfortunate conditions, if you didn't manage to get a good job, and if you aren't sure about or if you don't want to continue your higher education, then I do advise to all the professionals to join in some type of boot camp. And secondly, these boot camps are also a great way to even do career switch. Let's say you are from mechanical engineering or you are from some other career domain and you want to switch to some other industry domains, like say software domain. Then those boot camps are the perfect launch pad for those professionals, because first and foremost thing, you will in those boot camps you will be learning each and everything right from the scratch. And secondly, uh, you have good chance of getting recruited. And thirdly, you you will even learn from industry experts, because those boot camps are usually taught by the people who are the practitioners. So when you are thinking about getting a job, so these are the four pathways you can take. And if it, because of any reason or because of any circumstance, if you didn't manage to get that placement through campus or through any off campus, then my advice, and if you don't want to join any higher education, then my advice is to join some type of boot camp. Now the thing next things comes, that for the people who want to accelerate their career and who want to pursue some type of higher education, then the next thing comes up, how to get or how to attend a top rank university or how to join a top rank university with a good course. Now when I say joining any top rank university, or when I say joining any top rank or when any good course, so the first and foremost thing again, post completion of your degree or post completion of your PG or whatever it is, then you have to again list down what type of again you have to get back to the same thing about identifying all the career options and identifying the future career prospect. Then you have to list down all those career prospects which you can pursue right after your um, undergraduate degree. And you have to take into consideration whether that possible career pathway have huge career scope, and whether there are any jobs in that particular domain, and what type of companies are going to hire in in that particular domain. And down the line, after 5 years, after 10 years, after 20 years, how's the market for that particular career for that particular career course. And moreover, what type of companies are going to hire the professionals who are graduated from that course. And even more, how much salaries they usually pay. So when you are planning for any higher education, then first and foremost thing, don't apply universities right, left, and center. First, do your right homework and identifying the right course. Um, and don't go with the herd mentality that if my friend is going to join some type of course, then even I will join the same course. Because if you are joining any course with the intention that if my friend is joining the same course, then even I should join. And moreover, um, like we all will join this or make some group and we will complete it. So don't go with that notion. First identify your own strengths and list down all the courses. Identify what type of companies are going to hire the professionals. Then list down all the salaries the companies are going to pay. And even you have to list down the company's selection criteria. Now the next thing comes, who are offering those courses. Let's say there is a course in, let's say there is a course in cloud computing and virtualization. I'm just giving it as an example. So you have to list down all the universities who are going to offer those courses, whether you are planning to study in India, whether you're planning to study in USA or Canada or whatever countries. Then you have to list down all the universities who are going to offer those type of courses. Then uh, you have to list down all the selection criteria. Now, some universities they have very strict entry criteria, while some universities are very much lenient. Now, when it comes to university selection criteria, it's very much divided. Some universities will give huge preference to the GPA or the final percentage, while some universities they do take into consideration your holistic record, including your undergraduate percentage, your work experience, your statement of purposes, and your projects, and many other things. So when you are listing down all the universities for the right course, the first and foremost thing you have to decide the which country. Secondly, the countries or the university specific entry criteria, what type of course you are going, what type of selection criteria they are going to adopt, and how much percentage they usually give for the GPA, and what are the other things they usually evaluate, like whether your English language score, or whether if you're planning to study in India, then the specific entrance examination, like for the MTech it could be GATE, or for MBA it could be CAT, or any if you plan to study your MBA from some other countries like GMAT. So you have to take into consideration each and every aspect. Now, when you are decided about getting into the university, then you have to take, then you have to prepare yourself about, or then you have to prepare yourself by taking into consideration all the criteria listed down by those universities. If you're planning to study, let's say in some top 300 universities, then you have to make yourself prepared for getting into those top 300 universities by fulfilling all the criteria. Let's say if they have the condition for GRE, of if they are accepting like if they have the pass criteria that your GRE score should be out of 340, it should be at least 320. Then you have to prepare yourself by taking into consideration all those aspects. Then if at all, if their English language score is almost out of IELTS score, they are expecting at least out of 9, they are expecting at least 7. Then you have to prepare yourself by taking into consideration each and every aspect. Besides that, you even have to take into consideration your academic percentage. Then you have to even make sure that uh, who are going to write your recommendations, because when you're planning to study in any top ranked universities or any international universities, then your letter of recommendations or who is going to recommend you matters the most. And those recommendations, it should be very much comprehensive, and it should very much communicate about your profile. Sometimes most of the people they do submit very much generic letter of recommendations. It's not at all recommended, and many good universities they straight away reject those type of recommendations if it's very much generalized or if it's very much copied. Now uh, now the next things usually comes to the people's mind is that whether I should attain my education or higher education in India or abroad. Now this is a very common question, and if you want it just a simple 1 or 2 line answer when you are about your higher education in India versus abroad, my advice is that if you are if you can offer and if you are attending good scholarship, and moreover uh, if you have a research perspective, then my advice is that you should always prefer the universities of USA or Canada, UK or Canada. Those universities they have very much uh, they have strong focus for research. But on the contrary, if you are fortunate to get admission in top rank Indian universities or top rank Indian management institutes, including IIMs or including MD Management Development Institute or including IITs, and if you are fortunate to get a good for the MTech, if you're fortunate to get good GATE score, and if you're fortunate to get GATE scholarship, then you can think about doing your masters in India. But on the contrary, if you're not getting good university in India, and if you're focused on getting your higher education, then my advice is to get your higher education from a good international university of USA, UK, or Canada. Apart from it, no, when it comes to getting your higher education in those countries, every country they have their own processes. When I if you see from the US perspective, in the USA, the first and foremost thing is that uh, usually get your I-20 from the university. First and foremost thing, usually submit your application to those universities, and if the university like your application or if your candidature, then they will issue the I-20. And after I-20, then you can apply your apply for the visa. And once the visa is issued, then you can go to the that particular university and you can continue education and you can pay the fees by after landing to the after landing at in the USA. But on the contrary, in the Canada, the process is somewhat different. In the Canada, of the first and foremost thing, once you get your letter of admission, then you have to uh, the first and foremost thing, then you have to pay the fees, at least 1 year fees or one term fees. Then you have to submit all your necessary documents, and then even you have to block a couple of at least 10,000 US dollar in the local Canadian bank. And then you have to submit all your documents. And once it's done, then the IRCC will issue the visa. So there are some minute differences about the processes, but at the end of the day, if you are getting a off letter or I-20 from a good university from any part of the world, then getting or attending your education from any like USA, UK, or Canada, or even Australia, it's quite easy. The next big thing is that if you are fortunate to get admission from a good university from these countries, then there is a good chance that you getting at least 50 to 60% scholarship. Uh, and furthermore, if you are uh, very much academic oriented, then there's a good chance that even you will get options like research assistantship or graduate assistantship or teaching assistantship. So if you're fortunate to get admission from those universities, then I'm sure bearing few initial investment, the subsequent investment, it won't bother you that much. Now, some people they do have this for some people, when they are in the wrong or when they complete the wrong degree and they usually want to switch or they usually want to do the career change. Most of the people when they usually attain some type of basic or general degree, like it could be BA or it could be some other generalized degree, and they want to make a career change, and so uh, they usually get confused and they want some type of guidance. So for those people, the first and foremost thing, if you are thinking about career change, then again you usually have to do your own homework. The first and foremost thing, you have to list down all the possible career options. Then you have to list down about the skills which you acquired. Let's say you are in let's say you are in some type of, you are a basic mechanic engineer and you want to get into some type of advanced or you want to get into HVAC or some other skills. Then you have to take into consideration all the transferable skills which you can apply. And moreover, you have to take into consideration those transferable skills, how much uh, like how much you can apply, and moreover, what are the other skills you should learn, and whether those transferable skills can you learn in the job or you have to acquire before the job. So first and foremost thing, let me clarify. If you are thinking about career change, at least you should always think about career. If you're unsatisfied with your existing career and if you want to do the career change, then don't prolong it. Because when you are prolonging it, then your career hierarchy will go up, and once you are in the mid career, then it will be very much difficult for you. So always think from the, or always do the career change in the initial level of your career. Even if you plan to get into the software domain, or whether if you plan to get into some other career domain, whatever it is, always get into the, or always plan your career change if you're unsatisfied in the initial level itself. You can do your career change by doing some type of trainings, or if you can invest at least 2 years, then you can go for your masters, or you can do some type of like short-term diplomas, but don't prolong it. uh, Most of the people, when they prolong their career change, then it will very much difficult for you to justify to the HR managers, or to the recruiters, or the technical managers about the change. And furthermore, even when you are prolonging it, getting admission in a good university for that specific skill set will be even difficult. Now, uh, even sometimes it will be even difficult. Sometimes when you are thinking from the career change perspective after a prolonged delay, then you will even end up losing your seniority, and even you will end up losing the pay package. So this is small career advice. And second thing is that when you are thinking from the career change, then you can do the career change either through some type of trainings, or either through some type of higher education. You have to decide whether you can invest at least 2 years, or whether you want to do the career change immediately, like with the investment of at least 2 to 3 months, or with the investment of not more than 6 months. If you're thinking from the 6 months perspective, then there are a lot of skill development programs. You can attend those skill development programs, and you can do the career change. But if you are thinking from a master's perspective, or some type of second degree perspective, then you have to take into consideration whether that particular university, or whether that particular college is offering you a good option for career place, for campus placement. Because if you are thinking from the career change, and down the line, even after your masters or your second degree, that particular college is not offering you an option of campus placement, then again it will be very much difficult for you, even after the masters, uh, for getting good job after your degree, or after your masters. Now, some people, they do have this common query about working while studying. Let's say you got an option of, or you got a good job, and but still you want to continue your education. So most of the universities across the world, they have an option of continuing your education. Even in India, you have an option of distance education. Like most of the good universities, they have distance opportunities. Even my company, or even a lot of other companies, they do have tie up with various universities for various distance programs. And those distance programs, even you can continue, or you can pursue by attending like workshops, or by attending some type of contact classes, or by even totally online sessions, or by attending weekly one sessions. So if you are thinking from continuing your education after while doing your job, then distance and online education is the right thing. However, when you are thinking of about online or distance education, then you have to take into consideration uh, various things. Like the first and foremost thing is about the accreditation of that particular degree. uh, if you think from the Indian perspective, in India, this Distance Education Bureau under the UGC is the supreme body to control or to regulate all the distance education providers. While in other countries, when you are, let's say you are planning to attend your degree, or you are planning to attend your masters from USA or from UK for that particular online degree, then you have to take into consideration who is accrediting that particular that particular university, or for that particular program. In the USA, there is a body, Distance Education Accreditation Council, DIAC, which accredits all the distance education providers. And apart from it, there are various regional accreditators. In USA, if every accreditors is specific to some regions, and there are altogether 7 regions. So you have to take into consideration who is accrediting that particular university and whether that particular program is also accredited by the US Department of Education. Even when you're thinking of continuing your or pursuing your distance education from the UK, you have to take in or you have to visit the like US UK education department uh, to see whether that particular course or whether that particular university distance education is accredited or not. Besides that, there are many other providers who are even giving the options of validated degree or top of degree. In that option, you usually attain few industry credits, and after completion of all those credits, then you can do some type of top up, and those top up or by doing this those type of courses, you can complete your higher education or you can complete your further education with the fraction amount of money. Let's say you completed your some type of training from good company like Accenture, and Accenture offer you an option of like attaining some grade level qualifications, and you took that all those qualifications to some university, and the university recognized those qualifications, and out of the university credits, they gave you an exemption of at least 20 credits or 40 credits. Then those 20 or 40 credits will be exempted, and after completion of the remaining credits, you will be granted with a full-fledged degree. So when you are uh, thinking of continuing your education while working, then you should always work along with your training managers, or if at all if you have any training managers or with any career counselor to take into consideration with how much less investment you can complete your degree. Uh, there are even options you can complete your online education or your distance education with very least investment. Uh, even there are options you can even attain a degree from a top ranked university like top 100 or top 200 US and UK universities with a fraction amount of investment. If you're planning your degree in a in a right manner, you can complete your online or distance. You can complete your online or distance degree with a fraction amount of money. Now, most of the people, or most of the students, or most of the parents, then like they really have this feeling like when they are thinking about higher education, they usually have the belief that higher education is very much costly, and furthermore, it's very much difficult, or it will cost at least 20 to 30 lakhs, or there are various other things. They do have lot of career concerns. Now, let me clarify, or let me tell you in a simple thing that if you are qualified, or if you are very much industrious, or if you are very much capable, then you can complete your higher education or your master's education, or even there are options of completing your bachelor's education, or even after your master's, your like post-master's education, totally free. There are various universities who usually offer complete education, and there are various bodies like various scholarship bodies like if you're planning to attain your masters in UK, then you can apply for Commonwealth scholarship, or you can apply for Chevening scholarship, and there are various other scholarship options which you can which you can apply. And if at all, if you are lucky, then even first and foremost thing, you will complete your education totally free of cost. And there are some scholarship organizations who will even provide you the one-way ticket, and there are some scholarship organizations who will even provide you the residential opportunities. So when you are thinking from the higher education perspective, the first and foremost thing you have to take into consideration whether I can pursue my higher education totally free of cost or not. Apart from it, if you're at all, if you have good grades, or if you're at all, if you have good uh, like good if you did some type of good projects, then you can complete your higher education from countries like Germany, Italy, or even some other parts of the world totally free of cost. Then there are few specific organizations like EIT and some other organizations who usually even have the options of working while studying while working, whereby you will be studying in their partner universities, and they furthermore you'll be working for them. So in those organizations, you will even have the option of studying in like you even have the option of graduating from two different universities in within 2 years. So you will even have the option of attending MSc from two different universities of from two different parts of the Europe, and even while studying you will be even working for some of their partner organizations, or you'll be even starting your own venture. And when you're starting your own venture, then there's a good chance that you'll be getting funding for your research project or for your what you say for your innovation project. And apart from it, most of the universities, they do have their own scholarship bodies. So if when you are thinking from the higher education perspective, and when you shortlisting universities, then you will even have to visit to those universities portal to list down all the scholarship bodies, and you have to write down to the professors. Let's say again, there's one more option. If at all, if you are lucky, if you are very much if at all, if you are in sports, and mostly in the USA, the coaches of the USA universities, they will even recruit for their like athletics, or they will even recruit for the athletic scholarships. Well, that's somewhat difficult, but again, there is an option for you. So if you're thinking from the higher education perspective, and furthermore, if at all, if you are capable, or if you're competent, then there is a high chance that you can complete your education totally free of cost, or with least investment, or with very less amount of fees. Now, the last thing is that about continuing professional development. If at all, if you got a good job, then the most important thing for you for this if any entry level professionals, or even if you are attending your masters, or even if you are attending postmasters degree, or even you are some type of regular job, the key things for you to develop in your career or facilitate your career is always do three things. The first is attend a lot of professional trainings. It could be any free training, or it could be any post training, and all the industry oriented training. The second thing most of the people they do forget is attending professional certifications. Let's say you are from the supply chain background, or if you're from like procurement background, then you should always think of attending professional certifications like SIPs or CSCP or CPSM, that is Certified Supply Chain Professional, or Certified Professional Supply Management. Or let's say you are from a finance background, then you should always think of attending certifications like Certified Management Accountant. Or let's say you are from the HR background, then you should always think of attending certifications like SHRM CP or SHRM SCP or CIPD. So those professional certifications, first and foremost thing, it will help you in getting entry to that particular community. And secondly, those professional certifications or those professional associations will always work as lobbying body. So those lobbying bodies will lobby to the respective like Senate or to the respective parliaments, and they will even dictate the terms to the respective lawmakers. So when you are a member of those professional bodies, then your career will always be protected. And moreover, if at all, if there is a huge paradigm shift, then you always will be protected. And apart from it, if you are from the engineering background, then you should always think from if you're from the core engineering background, then you should always think of attaining either the professional engineer status or the chartered engineer status. If you're planning to work in India, then there is Institute of Engineers of the Kolkata. Or if you're planning, if you are planning to work in the USA, then you should always think of getting your credential evaluated by NCEES, that is the USA body. And you should always think of at least writing the basic examination for the professional engineering status. And if you're told, if you are uh, from some other engineering domain or some other domains, then you should always think of attaining some type of professional certification. The foremost thing, it will get you entry to the professional body. Secondly, what will happen is that mostly the HR professionals, they do give they do have a lot of soft corner, or they do have a lot of preference to the professionals who do have this type of certificates. The last thing is that when you are working full time or when you are working some type of companies, even if you're working in software domain or if you're working in whatever domain, you should always contribute as a freelance projects and should always be active in some type of professional community. Let's say you are a software engineer working as a developer, then you should always contribute to the software repository or to the open source repository. And apart from it, you should always contribute. Uh, uh, you should always contribute your knowledge to the software engineering forums. If at all, if you're from some other engineering domains or some other management domains, you should always contribute your knowledge. What usually happens is that down the line, after your 5 years or after your 10 years, you are planning to work for some big organizations like McKinsey or some other organizations like Google or some other big organizations at a very good position. They will evaluate your profile from very much holistic perspective, and they will take into consideration each and everything. Now, I will give you two different examples. One of my students got recruited uh, as a consultant with McKinsey, and the good thing is that he contributed a lot of projects, and some of the projects was even with World Bank. Secondly, there was even one more professional who was the senior project manager with one of the good banks, but he was totally committed to the job, and he didn't interact with any outside community. So the first guy, he got recruited with McKinsey. The second guy, his application was rejected from the UK's organization. And the reason was that uh, he was totally associated with the job, and outside job, his contribution was total zero. So when you are at the entry level or even like fresh level, or even you can say post entry level or after entry level, should always be following these three things. And even when you are continuing your higher education also from some good universities, should always follow these three things. That is attending professional trainings, attending professional certifications, and contributing freelance projects or some type of like open source projects or whatever it is. It will give lot of value to your profile, and it will help you in getting recruited to the top companies or top universities or even to the top organizations. So that's all. And if at all, if you have any questions, you can ask me.
Hello, sir. Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum Salam.
Sir, I am planning to study masters in Italy,
Okay.
so it will be better for me. I am a mechanical engineer,
Mhm.
and I am planning to do masters in Italy.
Sorry.
So in Italy, I am planning to do masters,
Mhm.
so it will be better for me.
Okay. What's your name?
Sayyid Uzair.
Uzair, now, as I told you, there is one body, EIT InnoEnergy. So if you ask me at the right time, EIT, they have very good options. You can complete your education. Uh, like there is a good chance that you can get good scholarship, and you will attend your masters, not just from Italy, but from different parts of the Europe. And there is a good chance that you will be even get a good scholarship. And they have the options of masters in sustainable energy, clean energy, and like petroleum engineering and basic mechanical engineering. So my advice is to try with EIT InnoEnergy. And
Yes, sir. Sorry.
secondly, my advice is I just EIT InnoEnergy.
Enno Energy.
Yes,
Okay, okay.
but mostly for attaining free education or discounted education from those countries, your academic will plays a very crucial role. Secondly, um, when you are thinking from attending your masters from those type of organizations or from those type of bodies, then at least you have to work on your profile from a lot of other perspective, like your not just your academic percentage, but your uh, various other projects, and about your motivation and
Okay.
your uh, like the projects which you're planning to pursue after your education, and what they when you visit their portal, then you have a lot of questions. So when you are answering each and every question, then if at all if you're lucky, then they will invite you for the interview.
Okay.
But uh, when you are thinking from those type of organizations, then there is a good chance that post completion of your degree, either you will be working in the research domain, or you'll be uh, hired by one of the good companies. The placement rate is very good.
Okay. So it will be better. So I should go on it.
Yes, but your academic percentage plays a very important role in the
Yes.
if you see in the Germany, you have DAD scholarship, but for getting those scholarship, again it's like they will see your academic percentage, and even your core courses percentage, and even they even want to know, or you have to submit your motivation letter. And for the Italy, when you are complete once you complete your uh, once you get your admission, then for the visa also you have to submit one motivation letter or the cover letter for the visa also.
Okay.
But
Yes.
uh, my advice is that if you
Hi, sir.
are hello hello
It's Mohammed Khalid here.
yes, tell me, Khalid.
Myself doing my BBA from Bangalore Central University.
BBA from?
Bangalore Central University, Bangalore only.
Okay, okay.
But I want to do MBA in foreign, so I don't have any knowledge about that. So can you just tell me,
Foreign,
sir?
you mean to say foreign trade or some other country?
Yeah, some other country like USA in
Okay,
Harvard
okay,
University, or some California, some other place, or
okay,
Australia.
okay, okay. Uh, your name is Muhammad Abdul Khaliq.
Mohammed Khalid Saifullah.
Okay, Mr. Khalid, the first and foremost thing, now, my advice as for any person who are planning to do MBA is that don't apply for the MBA immediately,
Okay.
because MBA should be done after attending at least 3 to 4 years of education.
Okay. What kind of
Okay,
education?
and sorry, I'm 3 to 4 years of job. It's my mistake. 3 to 4 years
Okay.
of job.
Okay. Like you mean to say after my graduation, I should do my job, then I should go for
Exactly,
MBA.
exactly. And secondly, all the good universities across the world, whether it's India or whether it's some other countries, when you are applying for the MBA, then they do have strong preference for the professional who have work experience. On the contrary, if you want to do the MBA immediately after your education, after your graduation, then my advice, don't think from the foreign university perspective. Do write CAT or some other MBA entrance examination, and get admitted with a good Indian college. At least you will get good, decent placement.
Okay. So actually, see, after the graduation of the undergraduate, there will be a flow of studies. Okay, like if you continue my studies, it will be a flow of studies. If you go for the job sector, then if you start earning money, then the mind will get diverted. Then why should we study again once
Exactly.
again?
So,
If
Mr.
not,
Khalid,
if not,
as I told you, uh, any professional when they are entry level, they shouldn't stop their studies. Uh,
exactly.
okay, as let's say
Yeah.
after your BBA, you got an option of working in the supply chain domain. Then you should make your mind to get yourself certified from the SIPs. Or let's say there are professionals who got an option of working with the banking domain. Then there is a qualification known as chartered banker. You should always, the moment you are in job as a fresh graduate, should make your mind that I want to attend the highest professional designation in that particular domain. Let's say
Correct.
you are
You're right, sir. Exactly. Like I was thinking like in MBA we have finance, marketing, and HR. So we have, according to me, we have three streams.
Mr. Khalid, you can't decide when you are a fresh graduate. Then when you are thinking of MBA, then you will take into consideration only the people's opinion, whether to go with the finance, whether to go with the supply chain, or whether to go with the HR. But when you have experience, then you will bring your own experience to the table and to the MBA classroom itself, and you can discuss.
You have
You
told
can
a very
discuss
right
with you.
point, sir. Because after the graduation, if you go to the same domain, we can focus on the same domain
Exactly.
after my graduation in the MBA field. You're right, sir.
Yes. So most of the people, they are making a big mistake of doing MBA right after their graduation. So at least have 2 years experience
Correct,
and
sir. You're right.
get US experience in different industry domains. At least one domain. If you are like supply chain or banking, whatever it is, but gain some experience. Then only think for MBA.
One more question, sir. Like, is this banking is halal for all those Muslim people who are like in banking sector, the one who are working and all?
Okay, now
Because mostly
exact.
like in India we have accountants and banking accountants we have. Then
Yeah. Now I will address this query. No, there are two different things. MBA in finance is a different thing. MBA banking and finance is different thing. Okay, uh, interest. There is a okay. Even if you are taking a loan, or if you're giving loan, or if you're counting loan, then it's like you are waging war against Allah. So it's totally haram. However, uh, the role of finance is not just limited to the banking. There are various other things which the finance covers. Now, let's say you are in the supply chain domain, or there are various other things which do comes in the banking domain, but they are not totally related to like interest, but they are kind of subsidiary or like suppository sectors. Let's say you are involved in making letter of credits, or let's say you are involved in supply chain finances. So in those things, it's the kind of Sharia complaint. It's not that. So when you are in the industry, let's say you are in the supply chain industry or you are in contracts industry, then you will get to know what is right and what is wrong. Then only you can decide about your future career pathway. um, let's say you are in the import export domain, then you once you are in that particular domain, then you can after consultation of the right ulama, then you can decide which is the right thing and which is the wrong thing, and through what way I can earn through halal manner. Okay, and there are some things which we can't.
because actually
No,
I
no,
have heard from
no,
lot
please
of
listen me. Please
okay.
listen me. There are certain things, despite, yeah, our main motive is to earn halal, but there are certain things, despite being in this of the world we are living, we can't totally neglect it. Let's say you are in the import export, so you have to make. There are certain things which you have to follow, which is defined by the International Chamber of Commerce. So you have to follow when you are doing any international when you're doing any type of international, what you say, international import export, or in any international transfers, you have to make the letter of credits, you have to make all those you have to make all the international uh, you have to follow all the international model contracts, you have to deposit the specific sum into some intermediary bank. So all those things you have to follow.
Uh, just we can have a word of advice from Maulana Shahid Sab, who is also joined us. So Maulana Shahid Sab, your views also are very important in this regard. Maulana Shahid Sab. It seems he's busy. So I have a word of advice. So whenever you are in doubt, before going ahead, please consult ulamas that you can easily refer to, because ultimately our aim is to make is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and make
Inshallah.
our akhirat.
Exactly.
So wherever you have any doubt, please take help and get guided before taking any step forward. So it's a general advice for any matter that you will come
And
you face in your life.
and secondly, just to add the valuable things as told by Saib Bhai, don't take Islamic advice from any person who is not a alim, because he can't give you the right answer from the Sharia perspective. So always take the advice, the Sharia advice, from the alim who dedicated his entire life to attain that ilm.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam.
So I would like to ask a question. Um, yes, sir. So, sir, I'm a third year electronics engineering undergraduate at AMU, and I'm struggling a little bit to choose my domain in electronics. I have decided one out of three domains that are available at our department among communication and circuit designing, like analog and digital. I have chosen digital, but now what I'm struggling at is to identify companies that are using the same technology that I am learning, universities that are teaching the same courses that are relevant to my field of interest,
Mhm.
um, and just like I don't exactly know what I'm missing. So there is a fear of missing out, that I don't even know what I'm exactly missing out. So
Okay, what's your name again?
yes, sir. Sir, my name is Mohammed Saad.
Sad. Sad, as I told you, once you define your career pathway, and if you feel that there aren't enough companies who are hiring for that particular skill set, and if you feel that skill set is going to be replaceable very much easily,
Mm-hmm.
then you should always you should always take a call in the initial stage of your career to change it.
Okay. Yes, yes, sir. Actually, there recently there is a huge demand of people um, uh, who are like good working with algorithms,
Yes.
especially people from the data science field. There is a
Yes.
huge demand in that, and apart from data science, there is demand of people from in the IoT m- uh, and machine learning. Uh,
Mhm.
so I am looking for a way to either migrate to that those fields, um, or expand my knowledge so as to uh, like gradually migrate from this electronics field to that field if it
Okay,
needs be.
Sad, the very first thing when you are thinking from like yeah, data science or Internet of Things, or everything is very much important. And as in the current world, everything is getting integrated. But when you're deciding any career path, you have to think what are the subjects I'm good in. When you are thinking from the data science perspective, how good you are in logic, or how good you are in basic of statistics, how good you are in analyzing things. If you think that I can analyze the things, or if I am good in predicting the things, or if you think that I'm good in working with numbers or working with data,
Mhm.
then and if you think that I can make a good career,
Mhm.
and down the line after 15 years or 20 years, as and when the industry is growing, even I will grow in that particular industry domain, then my advice is that if at all if you're unable to find the right company, then join some type of boot camp.
Okay, boot camp you're talking
Yeah,
about.
boot camps, though it was very much common in USA, but in India also it's getting a lot of prominence.
Mhm.
And if you're joining good boot camp, don't join any XYZ boot camp. See who is going to teach over there,
Mhm.
and the knowledge he's going to bring in. And furthermore, Are there any placement assurance?
Okay.
And are you going to work on live project?
Okay. Okay. Sure, sir.
Okay.
Sir, just one more thing. Like, can you give me an idea about where to start searching from these about these boot camps?
Okay. Now there is one portal, and I will just take, I just need to search that portal.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do the generic Google search,
Mm-hmm.
you will find the list. However, now most of the top universities, like various other universities, also coming up with their own boot camps, like
Mm-hmm.
University of Berkeley or University of California, Los Angeles, or various other universities across the world are coming up, and even I'm sure even IITs and some other good Indian institutions, they're also coming up with their own boot camps.
Yes.
So it's always good to join the boot camps which are attached to the universities.
Okay.
If at all, if you're able to find the boot camps which are attached to the universities, then join some third-party boot camps. And furthermore, if at all, if you are if you are like, financially competent, then my advice is to join the boot camps which are from US universities.
Okay.
The good,
Okay.
the
Yes, sir.
chances that
Assalamu alaikum. This
Salam.
is sorry to interrupt in between. Faisal, can you just put in my input in terms of the available opportunity, which is a free of cost?
Can you please tell me again?
Yeah. No, the thing is, the Saad was actually expecting, right? This is something like where you can start learning machine learning and all those stuffs.
Mhm.
So there's something called Udacity, right?
Yes.
Online learning platform. So they have a scholarship going on right now.
Yes, for the
They
students.
actually. So right now, until 13th of July, they have the end date for the application. They're giving out a scholarship for machine learning engineer nano degree. So if somebody wants, I can share the link on the MFID group, or maybe somebody who's the admin, I can share it with them. You can share it across on the group. So until 13, they have a foundation course for free. And for 3 months, you have the access to learn it. And then once you crack the projects, what they give as the foundation course, and then you get an access to the complete nano degree, which is actually costing worth like 60,000 rupees, but they're giving out for free once you crack the foundation.
Okay. Sir, can you just paste the link in the chat box?
Okay.
Over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here only.
I'll try my best. I'll do it. Otherwise,
Yeah, it's udacity.com.
Yeah, Udacity. You can just search on Google Udacity AWS machine learning scholarship. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
And just to add the things, valuable things as told by brother, even if you are a student, you should always write to the organizations. Don't afraid of mailing anyone.
Okay.
You can even write an email to the CEO of any company, and if at all, if your email is very, very much valuable, he will reply to you.
Yes. Sir.
So if at all, if you are thinking from, if you are, and this is for everyone, if you are, if you want any free course, just write an email to the CEO of that particular company, whether it's Coursera or whether it's EDX. Write an email to him. Don't be afraid.
Okay.
And if you want a good job, write to the like C-level executive or to the HR heads. You can connect to that person on LinkedIn, get his email ID, write a very valuable email, because if you're writing an email to the senior executive or to the senior directors, their time is very much valuable. So if at all, if you're just writing an very generic email that I just want a job, he won't reply to you. Just write in a very 5 to 6 lines where you are giving whether the 1 minute he is going to spend, he's getting something in return. And if at all, if your email is right and it's very much precise, I can assure you that he will reply, or he will reply to your email, or at least he will guide you to the right person.
Okay.
So don't be afraid of mailing anyone.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Just one last thing, if I may. Sir, how much? Like, if we talk in terms of numbers, in order to secure a package of 6 lakhs, let's say, just to put things in perspective, how much money we can afford to invest in a boot camp?
Okay, now these boot camps are quite complex thing,
Mhm.
but the industries are offering these boot camps ranging from 60,000 or 1 lakh rupees, and yeah, but a decent boot camp you can get
Mhm.
up to 1 lakh rupees.
Okay.
But I'm telling this but in capitals. When you are joining any this type of boot camps, do take expert reviews, do take the reviews from all the alumni,
Mhm.
meet the alumni, and see who are all get placed,
Mhm.
and connect to the all the successful alumni on LinkedIn.
Mhm.
Verify whether they are working on that particular company by visiting their LinkedIn profiles. So uh, do all those type of research, because when you are investing even the 10,000 rupees, it's your valuable money.
Yes, sir. And sir, you said that it's a good idea to keep mailing all the relevant people, such as the professors, for any kind of work, higher studies opportunities that we could avail. Because I am definitely interested to for higher studies abroad. It's just that I'm not sure about my domain as of yet. That's why I cannot apply immediately.
Okay, when you are thinking from higher education, you
Mhm.
can directly email professors. See
Yes.
whether, just email the professor, ask him whether
Mhm.
is there any opportunity of working under him as a TA or RA.
Mhm. Okay.
Ask him like about the research work he is currently taking. Visit
Mhm.
his profile on Google Scholar or on academia.edu. See all
Mhm.
his research work. Tell about, see his research work, and tell how you can going to contribute to him.
Okay. Yes, sir. That's all. Thank you.
When you are mailing anyone, do a very detailed research on him.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
Any other thing?
Sir, I would wait for someone else to ask question, or in the meanwhile, I could just note down my own question.
Okay, do we have other questions also? Let's move to another one.
Mr. Faisal,
Yes.
one more thing. I just gave you insight on the free courses, right? So Udacity holds to be a good, renowned opportunity, right, to learn from.
Yeah. Yes.
So, for example, anybody in that case, be it me or anybody else who's just starting with any of the understanding of machine learning, which does not have much of a background in the technical stuff. Suppose they complete this nano degree sort of a thing, where it's like 3-4 months of understanding and learning and doing some projects. What sort of packages somebody can expect?
Brother, can I know your name?
Sharik.
Okay, Brother Sharik, there are two different things.
Okay.
My advice is that for any professional, when they are attaining any type of professional qualification, and if they're investing any money, then always make sure that that particular what you say qualification, or whether that particular training is credit rated. When I say credit rated means that when they're completing those courses, they're getting in education credits, so that they can do the top up. Okay, as it will help them in continuing their education. Like mostly, uh, like you are, when I say continue education, it's always like stackable. Let's say you took some machine learning qualification, and that qualification is almost of 20 credits, and after that you took some other qualification of data science, that qualification is of 20 credits. So as and when you are doing the top up, and once you complete all the relevant qualifications, then down the line you can take all those qualifications to any university. Then after doing some type of thesis work, they should grant you some degree. This is a basic thing one should follow when they are investing any type of money in any type of higher education. Now, second thing is that uh, though Udacity is giving options, but compared to Coursera and EDX or FutureLearn, I don't give Udacity that much high, what you say, high ratings. For me, Future Learn or even what you say Coursera are much more valuable because in the Coursera or EDX or Future Learn, the things are being taught by the professors from those particular universities. Secondly, they are bringing the academia perspective and as well as the industry perspective. And thirdly, when the nano degree, they are trying hard to market or they are trying hard to get accepted in the industry domain, but they are not getting that much acceptance from the HR professionals. However, if you just want to learn some basic things without anything in mind, like without any putting any credential on your CV, just to get some additional knowledge, it's good. But if you are getting the same thing from Coursera or from EDX or Future Learn, try to get it from those companies.
Got it, brother. So one more thing, like what is the basic package anybody like a machine learning engineer, nothing like an only project work can expect as a
Okay,
market?
again, Sharif, it depends on the company which you are fortunate to get recruited. I will give you one classic example. Recently, so you know that all the big companies, they do acquire various other smaller companies. So like Deloitte, PwC, they continuously they acquire companies, and now they want to become kind of sharp. And all those big companies, they are even having their own data science or digital arms. And for those professionals, they are even paying almost 30 lakhs, 35 lakhs. I have my cousin who is working as a developer, and his salary is around 36 lakhs. But yeah, he's a graduate of BITS planning. So it depends what type of company you are going to recruit, you are going to get recruited, and how much prominence they are going to that particular skill sets, and what type of clients they are serving, and what type of projects they are doing. If you are fortunate to get recruited from big consulting firms, the price salaries are very much high. But if you are getting recruited in the basic companies where they are just doing some type of subcontracting, the salaries it will be low.
So like for example, any particular range where a good corporate can pay, like around it's for the people who have very less experience, like any particular range,
Okay,
minimum
which
to
part of
maximum?
India you are from?
Bangalore.
Again, it ranges from uh, what's your experience level like?
Like I had like 2 years of experience in IT, and then I quit job, and then again I am going back trying to get a job. So basically, you can say 2.5 years of experience.
Okay.
Not exactly in machine learning, but software testing domain it was. So after learning something from a nano degree or something, if I try get a job, what is the expectancy of maybe I can go back to the same company where I work, like Accenture?
Okay, if at all, if you are thinking from the career switch, then nano degree is not that much advisable.
Okay.
And secondly, if at all, if you are lucky to get a good job in some good company, then you can expect around 7 to 8 lakhs. Again, it will varies how you are going to negotiate.
Correct. So basically, if the experience is less, but the skills are good, and you are able to basically demonstrate that you know good amount about the thing, technical skills, you can get more basically.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Faisal.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, do we have any other questions?
Yeah, we have a question.
Yes, please tell me.
Yeah, sir. Suppose we have to shortlist some courses in various colleges of the world, across the world, like such as in Europe, Canada, US, or wherever it is relevant, such as South Asia. So, what would be the best way to do so? Should we just search for the university names on Google and just try to filter out the universities that are not relevant to us, and keep the ones that are relevant to us, or is there any other way?
Okay, the first and foremost thing what you have to do is that you have to define your course and try to connect with the once you define the course, then see who are all going to offer that particular course in that particular country. Let's say if you define a course in uh, let's say in what you say software quality assurance. I'm just giving an example. So see whether that course is going to be offered in a specialized manner, or is it going to be offered in a generalized manner. Very few universities will offer that much specialized course. So whether any university will have that particular course as a module. If at all, if you're going to find that, then the second thing what you have to do is that every country, like universities in every country, it will be regulated by the Department of Education or Ministry of Education, and they will have their own what you say list of universities, and every country they will even come up with the rankings of their respective universities. Like in India we have NIRF rankings, or in USA there is a like they usually call it league table, and the USA every like there is a ranking usually conducted by usnews.com. So once you shortlist the course, then go to respective Department of Education portals to see uh, the university's name, and to see whether that university is accredited or not, and to see whether that course is being offered or not. After that, visit that particular university portal to see what are the modules they are going to offer, who are the professors, and see the LinkedIn profiles of those professors, and see who are all graduated from those particular university and where they are placed.
Sir, how are we going to know about the alumni from those universities?
It's common thing. If at all, if you are join, let's say you are planning to join University of California, Berkeley. So just go to the LinkedIn page of University of California, Berkeley, see the alumni page.
Okay, okay, sir, got it.
Okay, so once you find the alumni, well, University of California, Berkeley is very much like they're very much selective. I'm just giving one example. You can
Yeah,
see any university. So just type the university name, select the alumni, and if at all, if you are able to connect to some any alumni, then you can write to that particular alumni, ask your questions, and you can get your answers.
yes, sir. And sir, like a general question, would you recommend higher studies abroad after a couple of years of work experience, or immediately after university? Especially in the case where, especially in the case when we are like let's say we want to learn about the technologies that we uh, that are derived from the subjects that we have learned in BTech.
Okay, now the first and foremost thing is that there are people who join the university, or who joined some type of higher education even after 4 to 5 years. However, having said so, uh, if there is a big gap, then getting admitted, it will be somewhat difficult. So anything in between, being from fresh graduate up to some 5 years experience, it's okay. But still, if at all, having doing a job immediately after your education will help you in saving money or saving some capital for doing your higher education. And secondly, when I say doing some type of job, it could be in that particular domain, but if at all, if you have some type of experience, then it will even give the option of you in getting specialized in that particular domain. And moreover, the universities will be more than willing to or the universities will even give you some additional points, or some additional what you say some additional points, or some additional weightage for your recruitment.
Yes, sir. Understand.
But if at all, if you're getting admitted even right after your graduation also, it's okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I
Any other
think there are
question?
no questions? Okay, thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks for taking out.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया साहिब भाई.
Thanks a lot, Faisal bhai. Jazakumullah khair for your taking out your time and giving us so much valuable advices. And inshallah, this will help all the participants in
One
future
question,
also.
sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello. Still someone साहिब भाई.
Hello, Faisal sir.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम. जी बोलिए.
Can I have your contact details, sir? It will be in future. We can, if we may want to contact you, how can we contact, sir?
You can just take down my email ID.
Yeah. Tell me, sir.
It's Faisal
Faisal
at setmatrix
setmatrix
CET MAT RIX.
setmatrix, na?
Yeah.
Faisal CET
RIX.com.
Okay. Fine, sir. At least if you drop the chat box, fine, sir.
Ji?
If you can drop your mail in chat box, it will be fine.
Yeah, I just drop the text.
I'll be later, yeah.
Okay, thanks again, Faisal bhai.
Thanks a lot.
Keep in touch. Okay, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam.